Today, we're taking a look at some of the best games coming out in November 2024. This month has a little bit of everything, from strategic multiplayer to open world survival, chaotic co-op, and even some horror. So if you're curious about what's worth your time, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. First up, we have Death Note Killer Within, coming out on November 5th. This one's for fans of social deduction games, but it has a bit more bite than the usual whodunit vibe. Based on the classic Death Note series, this game pits players against each other in a tense match of strategy and deception. You're either with Kira, trying to maintain control and eliminate L's investigators, or you're on L's team, working to figure out who's on your side and who's secretly working for Kira. What makes Killer Within interesting is the range of unique roles, each with specific abilities that let you create and adapt strategies. It's a game of wits, where keeping your identity hidden or figuring out everyone else's is crucial to winning. Plus, with crossplay support, you can gather a group from different platforms for an even bigger showdown. If you enjoy a good mind game and don't mind a bit of tension with your friends, this one's definitely worth a look. Next up is Brighter Shores, releasing November 6th. This is an MMORPG from Andrew Gower, the guy behind RuneScape, so there's some nostalgia baked in here. You start off as a new recruit in Hopeport Town Guard, looking to make a name for yourself. But things aren't as quite as they seem. A strange storm has settled over the harbour, goblins are causing trouble, and there's something lurking in the nearby Hope Forest. Brighter Shores lets you explore a wide world filled with professions like fisher, forager, alchemist, and more. Each profession has its own gameplay and offers different ways to interact with the world. Eventually, you can unlock legendary classes like the Cryo Knight, Guardian, and Hammer Maid, giving you powerful abilities as you dive deeper into the game's mysteries. The game has an episodic format, so it's always expanding with new content, quests, and areas to explore. And while you can play a lot for free, there's a premium pass for those who want even more content. Overall, if you're into MMORPGs with a classic feel but a modern touch, Brighter Shores might be worth the grind. On November 7th, we have Empire of the Ants, a real-time strategy game that lets you experience life as a soldier ant. Yep, you're not a hero in shiny armor or a space marine, you're an ant. And yet, it's a surprisingly intense strategy game where you're tasked with defending your colony, expanding territory, and dealing with threats from rival colonies and natural enemies. In Empire of the Ants, you're constantly out on the front lines. You'll manage resources, upgrade your nest, and choose from different legions to shape your strategy. There's a solid campaign mode that takes you through various scenarios, but there's also a competitive multiplayer mode where you can challenge friends or random players in ranked battles. If you're a fan of strategy games but want something different from the usual medieval or sci-fi setting, this game offers a fresh perspective on tactical gameplay. It's challenging, it's a bit quirky, and it's definitely one to check out if you're into RTS games. Also on November 7th, we're getting Unrailed 2 back on track. Now, if you have played the original Unrailed, you already know what you're in for. Fast-paced, chaotic co-op, where you and your friends have to build train tracks across a procedurally generated world while the train is barreling forward. Think of it as the ultimate test of teamwork and quick decision making. What's new in Unrailed 2? For starters, the game introduces new biomes, branching paths, and more customization for your training characters. You'll find side quests, bosses, and random encounters that keep each run feeling fresh. And if you're feeling competitive, there's now an 8-player versus mode where teams race to build the best track. One of the coolest features is the Terrain Conductor mode, which lets you create and share custom maps with the community. So if you're looking for a co-op game that's equal parts fun and chaotic, Unrailed 2 will definitely keep you on your toes. Moving to the darker side of things, Slitterhead is set to release on November 8th. This action horror game takes place in the neon-lit streets of Kowloon, where you play as Hyoki, an entity without a physical form, who's out to hunt down horrifying creatures known as Slitterheads. These creatures disguise themselves as humans, so you're constantly on edge and never quite sure who or what you're dealing with. Hyoki has the unique ability to possess human bodies, letting him take on different identities and move through the city without drawing attention. It's a high-stakes setup because you're using these bodies to confront enemies, and each host can only handle so much before they're worn out. Can also harness blood to power up his attacks, turning what would normally be fragile human bodies into deadly weapons. The gameplay is fast-paced and intense, with a lot of strategy around switching hosts and managing your resources. There's also a narrative layer to uncover, with allies known as rarities who help you unlock new powers and abilities. If you're up for a horror game that's more about strategy and atmosphere than just jump scares, Slitterhead might be worth the nightmares. Now for something a little bit lighter. LEGO Horizon Adventures is coming on November 14th. This game combines the blocky charm of LEGO with the iconic world of Horizon. Set in a post-apocalyptic Earth, you play as Aloy, hunting down robotic dinosaurs and uncovering secrets, all while everything is made of LEGO bricks. It's as playful as it sounds, but there's also plenty of action and exploration to keep things interesting. You can play solo or team up with friends, either online or in couch co-op. The game features a few other familiar faces from Horizon 2, each with their unique abilities that add to the gameplay variety. Plus, there's a fun customization element where you can decorate Mother's Heart, the village, and unlock some pretty hilarious outfits for your characters. With levels that change each time you play and challenges that test your skills, Horizon Adventures strikes a balance between being family-friendly and engaging for long-term fans. If you're a fan of either LEGO games or the Horizon series, this one's definitely worth a go. On November 19th, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is coming in for landing, and it's bringing some new depth to the world of flight sims. This time, it's not just about hopping in a plane and flying wherever you want. Of course, you can still do that. This edition introduces a career element where you can work as a medevac pilot, take on aerial firefighting missions, or even handle remote cargo operations. For those looking to compete, there's the new Challenge League mode, with everything from precision landing challenges to rally races, and even the iconic Red Bull air races. Plus, a new world photographer mode lets you capture stunning vistas and landmarks from above. The attention to detail is what really makes this stand out. With photorealistic landscapes, dynamic weather, IFR, and an immersive flight planning system that supports IFR and VFR mapping. I think all in all, it's an experience that any aviation fan will want to get lost in. Coming up on November 20th is Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Set in the eerie Chernobyl exclusion zone, this game blends survival horror with open world exploration, and it's known for pushing players to the limit. You're a lone stalker exploring a 64 square kilometer radioactive zone, dealing with mutants, deadly anomaly, and warring factions. The world design lets you choose your own path, with a non-linear story that can lead to several different endings based on your decisions. Combat is intense and tactical, with over 30 types of weapons that you can customize to fit your playstyle. And then there are the legendary mutants. Each one has different behaviors, so you never know exactly what to expect. The game also features a unique life simulation system that makes the world feel alive, with NPCs going about their business whether you're watching or not. It's gritty, it's atmospheric, and if you're into survival horror, Stalker 2 will definitely test your skills and your nerves. Rounding out the month on November 26th, we have Corepunk. This MMORPG stands out with its own top-down camera view, something you'd typically see in a MOBA game like League of Legends, or an action RPG like Diablo 4. It doesn't just stop at the camera. The game also includes a fog of war system, which means you can only see what's around your character, keeping exploration tense and unpredictable. Corepunk has a slower pace compared to most modern MMORPGs, encouraging you to explore without feeling rushed. Combat is challenging, with enemies that require strategy and skill shots for effective attacks. It's a game that pulls inspiration from classic MMORPGs with a focus on discovery and immersion, but brings a new twist with its MOBA-like visuals and mechanics. If you've been waiting for an MMORPG that's not all about handholding and fast leveling, Corepunk might just be what you're looking for. And there you have it, what I think are the best games dropping in November 2024. From social deduction and horror to exploration and co-op chaos, there's plenty here to keep you busy. Let me know in the comments which game you're most excited to check out. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.